What if tomorrow you walked into Walmart or Aldi's and found the shelves stripped bare, not from a hurricane, but because your wallet couldn't keep up anymore? Across America, families are already living that reality. Prices climb every week, electricity bills double, and even a small supply chain hiccup can empty aisles in hours. For retirees surviving on fixed income or households juggling 5 or 6 mouths on a tight budget, there's no margin left for mistakes. Here's the hard truth. When the system falters, comfort items vanish first, and essentials become priceless. But preparation doesn't mean blowing thousands on bunkers and military gear. It means grabbing the overlooked, budget-friendly tools hiding in plain sight. Things you can pick up for just $1 or $2 at Dollar Tree, Walmart, or Aldi. In this guide, we're breaking down 18 low-cost essentials that can turn panic into peace of mind. From food that keeps your family fed without a fridge, to simple fixes that hold your home together, to the tiny items that protect your sanity when the lights go out. These aren't luxuries. They're lifelines for ordinary people facing extraordinary times. Item 1, shelf-stable food, the backbone of survival. When crisis hits, refrigerators fail within hours and grocery shelves vanish in less than 3 days. That's why shelf-stable food is the first line of defense for any household. For just $1 to Dollar Tree, Aldi, or Walmart, you can build a pantry that doesn't depend on electricity or daily store runs. Canned beans, chili, tuna, and soups provide protein and calories that stay fresh for years. Powdered milk packets, boxed pasta, and granola bars, often found for about $1.25, deliver quick energy and easy meals. Even a single jar of peanut butter stretches across dozens of sandwiches, fueling kids and seniors alike. You don't need to spend hundreds on freeze-dried survival kits. Retirees on fixed income can simply add 1 or 2 cans each week, while larger families can buy in bulk at Costco to save more. Small steps add up, turning a dollar aisle habit into weeks of security when the system fails. Item 2, manual can opener. The $1 tool you'll regret forgetting. Imagine stocking shelves with canned beans, chili, and soups, only to realize you can't open a single one during a blackout. It sounds trivial, but in an emergency, a missing can opener can turn food security into pure frustration. For just $1 or $2 at Dollar Tree, Aldi, or Walmart, a simple hand crank opener guarantees access to your pantry without relying on electricity. Unlike electric models, it never fails when the power grid collapses. After hurricanes and the Texas freeze, many families admitted this was the one tool they desperately wished they had. It's not just about your meals. Pet food, baby formula, and medical nutrition often come in cans too. Without a manual opener, those supplies become useless. Retirees on fixed incomes and large households alike benefit from this cheap safeguard. For less than the price of a coffee, you ensure your stockpile stays edible when chaos hits. Item 3, cooking oil and spices, flavor and fuel on a budget. In a crisis, plain rice or pasta might keep you alive. But without oil and spices, meals quickly become unbearable. Fat and flavor aren't luxuries, they're survival essentials. Cooking oil delivers calories your body needs under stress, while simple seasonings lift morale when food options are limited. At Walmart, Aldi, or Dollar Tree, small bottles of vegetable oil sell for $1 or $2, and spice packs like salt, pepper, or chili powder can be found for under $1. During the 2022 inflation spike, cooking oil prices soared nearly 40%, leaving many households scrambling. Stocking a few extra bottles today protects you from the same shock tomorrow. Families on tight budgets can rotate oil every few months, ensuring freshness. Retirees can stretch meals with just a drizzle, and kids eat better when food tastes familiar. A $2 bottle and a $1 spice pack turns survival rations into real meals, keeping energy high and spirits steady when life feels unstable. Because while flavor fuels the spirit, your body also needs cheap, reliable protein to keep moving, and that's where your next essential comes in. Item 4, cheap protein sources. Power for pennies. When money is tight, protein often becomes the hardest nutrient to afford. Yet in any crisis, it's protein that keeps muscles strong, minds sharp, and energy levels steady. That's why cheap protein staples like peanut butter, ramen noodles, and canned tuna are lifesavers. At Walmart or Aldi, a jar of peanut butter still sells for around $2, and it delivers hundreds of calories plus long-lasting shelf life. Canned tuna, often 1.25 per can, provides lean protein without refrigeration. Even ramen, mocked as a college food, is an unbeatable bargain at less than 30 cents a pack. And when paired with canned veggies or broth, it turns into a hearty meal. Families on fixed budgets can buy these items in bulk, stretching dollars into weeks of meals. Young adults and retirees alike gain peace of mind, knowing that for just a few dollars, protein is always on hand. But survival isn't just about feeding yourself. It's also about protecting the youngest and most vulnerable members of your family. That's where baby supplies become non-negotiable. Item 5, baby supplies, non-negotiables for the youngest. In every crisis, parents quickly learn that babies can't wait. Diapers, wipes, and formula are not optional. They're survival items. When shortages hit in 2022, shelves emptied overnight, leaving families in tears and desperate. That lesson still echoes today. At Walmart, Aldi, or Dollar Tree, a small pack of diapers runs about $2 or $3, while baby wipes and formula jars vary but can often be found in budget aisles. Even one extra pack stored away can mean the difference between comfort and crisis when deliveries stall. For families with infants, these aren't luxuries, they're lifelines. Retirees raising grandchildren and large households alike should treat baby supplies as part of their emergency kit. Running out isn't just inconvenient, it's dangerous. Clean diapers prevent infections, and formula keeps babies fed when grocery stores fail. And while little ones depend on formula, there's another group in the household you can't forget: your pets. Their survival matters too, and so does the peace of mind they bring. Item 6, pet food and litter. Don't forget your four-legged family. When disaster strikes, pets feel the chaos just as much as people do. Yet many households forget to prepare for them until it's too late. Running out of kibble or litter means pets suffer, and desperate owners are forced to share limited human food. That stress only makes survival harder. At Walmart, Aldi, or Dollar Tree, dry cat food and dog kibble often sell for $2 or $3 per bag, while basic litter or liners can be found for about $1. Stocking an extra bag or two ensures furry companions stay fed and your home stays sanitary even if stores shut down. Online prepper forums are filled with stories of families scrambling because pet supplies vanish first during crises. For retirees with a loyal companion or families with kids who rely on pets for comfort, planning ahead avoids heartbreak. But while pets can't survive without food, none of us can survive without water. That's why the next essential may be the most critical of all. Item 7, water storage jugs and purification tablets. Your most critical lifeline. Food can stretch for weeks, but the human body lasts only 3 days without clean water. In every disaster, from hurricanes to power outages, bottled water is the first thing to vanish. That's why affordable storage jugs and simple purification tablets are non-negotiable. At Walmart, Aldi, or Dollar Tree, 1-gallon jugs cost around $1. A few tucked in the pantry can keep a family steady through sudden shortages. Purification tablets, often just a few dollars in discount camping sections, transform questionable water into safe drinking supplies. Even a single box can mean survival when treatment plants fail or tap water is contaminated. For retirees on fixed income, slowly building a reserve, one jug at a time, avoids the panic of long relief lines. Families save money and stress by planning now, not when shelves are already bare. And once you've secured gallons of safe water, the next step is just as practical: having reusable bottles and thermos flasks that make it easy to carry and keep that water at the right temperature. Item 8, reusable water bottles and thermos. Keep it cold, keep it hot. Having gallons of stored water is critical, but carrying and using it daily is another challenge. That's where reusable water bottles and thermos flasks prove their worth. They keep clean water accessible, reduce waste, and maintain temperature when extreme heat or cold makes survival harder. At Walmart, Aldi, or even Dollar Tree, you can find sturdy plastic bottles or small thermos containers for $1 through hours. In a summer blackout, a cold drink helps prevent dehydration and heat stress. In winter storms, a thermos keeps soup or hot tea warm for hours, comfort that can make all the difference. Families on social media often share how a single $2 bottle turned chaotic evacuations into something manageable by giving each child their own secure drink. Reusable bottles aren't just convenient, they're essential tools for stretching your water supply wisely. But once you're hydrated, another invisible danger appears: sanitation. Without a way to manage trash and waste, even the cleanest water won't keep you safe. Item 9. Trash bags and zip bags. Sanitation on a shoestring. When systems collapse, food and water aren't the only concerns. Waste becomes a silent threat. Without garbage pickup or running water, piles of trash and spoiled food attract pests and spread disease within days. That's why heavy-duty trash bags and zip bags, often overlooked, are real lifesavers. At Dollar Tree or Walmart, a box costs just $1 or $2. Trash bags can line a bucket as an emergency toilet, seal spoiled food before bacteria spreads, or even serve as makeshift rain ponchos. Zip bags protect medications, store clean water, and keep documents dry during floods. After Hurricane Ian, public health data showed sanitation-related illnesses spiked more than injuries, proving waste control is as vital as food storage. Families on fixed incomes can quietly stock a few boxes without straining budgets, ensuring dignity and health when sanitation systems fail. And if trash bags protect against disease, cleaning supplies go one step further, stopping germs before they ever spread through your home. Item 10. Cleaning supplies, stopping illness before it starts. After a disaster, germs spread faster than help arrives. Floodwater, spoiled food, and crowded living spaces create the perfect breeding ground for illness. That's why simple cleaning supplies, bleach, vinegar, disinfectant wipes, and soap, aren't luxuries. They're survival tools. At Walmart, Aldi, or Dollar Tree, each item usually costs $1 or $2. A small bottle of bleach can purify gallons of water when diluted properly. Vinegar works as a natural cleaner, while wipes and sprays stop bacteria from taking over kitchens, bathrooms, or makeshift shelters. Health experts note that after hurricanes, more people fall ill from poor sanitation than from the initial storm itself. For retirees on fixed incomes or families already stretched thin, spending just $5 on cleaning basics can prevent weeks of sickness, medical bills, and misery. Staying healthy is always cheaper than getting treated. And while keeping surfaces clean is crucial, sometimes accidents still happen, making first aid supplies your next line of defense. Item 11. First aid basics. Treating injuries when help is delayed. When roads are blocked or hospitals overflow, you become the first responder for your family. A simple cut can turn into a dangerous infection if left untreated. That's why basic first aid supplies from the dollar aisle are priceless in a crisis. At Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, or Walmart clearance bins, you'll find antiseptic wipes, gauze pads, gloves, tape, and pain relievers for $1 or $2 each. A starter kit for under $10 can handle most minor injuries. Studies show treating wounds in the first 5 minutes dramatically increases survival odds, while delays raise infection risks. For retirees on fixed incomes or families juggling tight budgets, this kit is both affordable and essential. It buys you time until medical professionals arrive, or until you can safely reach them. But first aid works best when paired with prevention. To avoid cuts and infections in the first place, you'll need something even cheaper: sturdy gloves and basic protective gear. Item O. Multi-purpose gloves and work gear, protecting the hands that protect you. When disaster strikes, cleanup often falls on you. Broken glass, splintered wood, or contaminated water can all injure bare hands in seconds. That's why a sturdy pair of work gloves and simple protective gear are survival must-haves. At Walmart, Aldi, or Dollar Tree, durable gloves sell for $2 or $3, while disposable latex or nitrile gloves cost about $1 per pack. Work gloves shield against sharp edges during cleanup, while disposable ones prevent germs from spreading when handling trash or first aid. Cheap safety goggles and dust masks, often in the same aisles, add an extra layer of defense for pennies. Families who live through floods or storms often share one regret: not having enough protective gear for everyone. For retirees or parents managing a household, a FOI investment ensures fewer injuries and safer cleanup. And once your hands are protected, the next step is securing shelter, because when the roof leaks or windows shatter, Even the smallest storm can drive you from your home. Item 13, plastic tarp and shower curtains. Instant shelter on $1. A cracked roof, shattered window, or leaking ceiling can turn your home into a hazard within hours. But something as cheap as a plastic tarp or even a shower curtain from the dollar aisle can make the difference between staying dry and being forced out. At Dollar Tree, Walmart, or Aldi, tarps and plastic sheets often cost just $1 or $3. They provide an instant waterproof barrier against rain and wind. In a pinch, they can cover broken windows, block drafts, or serve as temporary roofing until real repairs arrive. Outdoors, they double as ground covers, makeshift tents, or even rainwater collectors. Relief agencies like FEMA distribute tarps immediately after hurricanes because exposure can be just as deadly as hunger. For families on fixed incomes, stashing a few in the closet is an affordable safeguard. Of course, a tarp is only as strong as what holds it in place. That's why rope, paracord, and bungee cords are the next essentials you'll want within arm's reach. Item 14, rope, paracord, and bungee variants. The ties that hold it all together. In an emergency, your ability to fasten, tie, and secure becomes as valuable as food or water. Rope, paracord, and bungee cords, often $1 or $3 at Walmart, Dollar Tree, or Aldi, are lightweight, cheap, and endlessly versatile. A few feet of cord can hold a tarp over a damaged roof, tie down supplies in a truck bed, or create a makeshift clothesline. Paracord is strong enough to act as an emergency tourniquet or suspend food above ground to keep animals away. Bungees make quick work of keeping doors shut or stabilizing loose items in high winds. Survival instructors consistently rank cordage among the top 5 tools every household should own. Yet most families overlook it until they're stuck improvising with tape or string. Once your shelter is secure, the next challenge is enduring the dark. That's when candles and fire starters transform from simple $1 items into your family's source of light and warmth. Item 15, candles and fire starters, light and warmth in the dark. When the power grid fails, darkness sets in faster than you think. No street lights, no glow from appliances, just silence and black. That's when a simple candle or a box of matches becomes more than comfort. It becomes survival. At Dollar Tree, Aldi, or Walmart's bargain aisles, glass prayer candles cost about $1 and burn for 25-40 hours. Matches and lighters, also around $1 to $2, ensure you can cook, boil water, or sterilize wounds when electricity is gone. Families who lived through hurricanes often say a single candle restored calm when fear took over. FEMA surveys show fewer than half of U.S. households have reliable fire-starting tools. For retirees or families on a budget, spending a few dollars now secures light, warmth, and the ability to prepare food later. Still, candles eventually burn out. To stay lit for days without constant replacements, many households now turn to solar-powered lights and chargers, cheap, renewable solutions you can buy today. Item 16, portable solar lights and chargers. Power from the sun, candles give light for a night, but when outages drag on, you'll need something renewable. That's why portable solar lights and small solar chargers have become favorites among budget-conscious families. After the Texas blackout, sales of $2 Filer solar lamps at Walmart and Aldi skyrocketed as people realized how useful they were. A single charge during the day provides hours of light at night. Some models even power small devices like phones or radios. Unlike batteries, which eventually run out, solar options keep working as long as the sun rises. For retirees or students living on tight budgets, they're affordable insurance against nights of total darkness. Social media is filled with stories of families using dollar store garden lights indoors during blackouts. Proof that even the cheapest tools can shine bright when it matters most. Of course, when the sun isn't enough, backup power still matters. That's why the next essential is a set of cheap power banks and extra batteries. Small investments that keep you connected. Item 17, cheap power banks and dollar store batteries. Small charges, big impact. When the grid is down, keeping your phone alive can mean the difference between safety and panic. Phones hold emergency contacts, weather alerts, and even offline maps. But without power, they're just dead weight. That's why cheap power banks and dollar store batteries are quiet lifesavers. At Walmart, Dollar General, or Family Dollar, you can often find small power banks for $2, $3, and packs of AA or APOA batteries for around $1. They may not recharge a device endlessly, but they buy you enough time to make critical calls, check updates, or run flashlights when outages stretch on. During hurricanes and wildfires, families who had even one backup battery stayed connected while others were cut off. For retirees, large households, or young adults living alone, a 3-power bank is an investment in peace of mind. And once the essentials are secured, food, water, light, and power, there's one final piece to survival: keeping your mind strong when days of uncertainty turn into weeks. Item 18, games, books, and activities. Survival for the mind. Survival isn't only about food and shelter, it's also about keeping your mind steady when the world feels upside down. Long blackouts, supply shortages, and endless waiting can lead to fear, frustration, and poor decisions. That's why simple entertainment, games, books, puzzles, becomes a quiet but powerful survival tool. At Dollar Tree, Walmart, or Aldi, you can find decks of cards, crossword books, crayons, and coloring pads for $1 or $2 each. For children, these distractions bring comfort and routine. For seniors, reading or solving puzzles reduces stress and helps maintain focus. A 23 disaster psychology study found that non-digital activities lowered stress hormones by nearly 40%, improving cooperation inside households. Families who endured hurricanes often said the hardest part wasn't hunger, it was boredom and anxiety. A single deck of cards kept kids calm and adults thinking clearly. For just $1 or $2, you secure mental resilience alongside physical survival. Because when every other system breaks down, hope and preparation must carry you forward. And that's where our final message comes in. Preparation is priceless. Prepping doesn't have to mean bunkers or $1,000 kits. The truth is simpler. 18 ordinary items, each $1 and $3 at Walmart, Aldi, or Dollar Tree, can carry retirees, families, and young adults through blackouts, shortages, and rising prices. A can of beans, a tarp, a solar lamp, even a deck of cards. Small things that become priceless when shelves are bare. Preparation isn't about panic. It's about steady steps that build security. So, how many of these essentials are in your home right now? Stock up while they're cheap, because when systems fail, preparation is the only currency that matters. If this breakdown was useful, do me a favor. Like this video. Share it with someone you care about. Subscribe so you never miss another tip that could make all the difference. Because when financial stress tightens and systems fail, knowledge and preparation become the most valuable currency you can own.